Good evening, students. In the last class we have discussed about inequalities in triangle, in which we saw that if in a triangle there are three sides, suppose A centimeter, B centimeter and C centimeter, we can say sum of any two sides is always greater than third side and difference of any two side is less than third side. This we have seen in the previous case. In that case, one more thing was there. We were able to find the range of third side. Suppose given to us was 3 centimeter, 4 centimeter, we could find this length range, but we were not able to find the exact length. We can say that it will be more than 1 centimeter and less than 7 centimeter, but we can never say what is the exact value. But in these special triangles known as right angle triangles, we can find the exact length of the third side. For that, who will help us? This property known as Pythagoras property. I am again repeating. In the last exercise, we were able to find range of unknown side. We were able to find between which two values the third side will lie. But in this exercise, when we will deal with right angle triangles, we can find the third side exactly with the help of Pythagoras theorem. But before that, we need to have an idea of squares and square roots. So first, let's have an idea of squares and square roots. Let us understand what is a square. So, square of a number is actually when you multiply same number two times. Suppose I say, example, find square of 3. It means you want to find 3 square. Square of 3 can be written as 3 power 2, and that means 3 into 3. So 3 power 2 means you have to multiply 3 how many times? 2 times, and the answer is 9. Similarly, if anyone says find square of 4, what you will do? You will do 4 multiplied with 4 and the answer will be 16. Similarly, if we find 7 square, answer will be 7 into 7 and answer is 49. Like square, we have cube also. In this chapter we don't have cube, but just to give you an idea of powers, I will take an example of cube also. Example of a cube is like this. If I say find 3 power 3. 3 power 3 means 3 multiplied how many times? 3 times. So 3 into 3 into 3. So answer is 27. If I say find 2 power 5, that means 2 multiplied how many times? 5 times. So 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2. So 2 to the 4, 4 to the 8, 8 to the 16, 16 to the 32. I hope you are able to understand how we solve powers. These are powers. You cannot say it is 3 to the 6. It is 3 power 2. Okay, it is not 3 into 2. It is 3 power 2. And this is 4 power 2. Similarly, if someone says find 11 power 2, that means you have to find 11 into 11 and that is 121. Now comes the reverse process. We have seen this is called finding a square. If you are finding 3 square, you got 9. If you are finding 4 square, you got 16. If finding 7 square, you got 49. Now what is reverse? Reverse is known as square root. That means the opposite thing. If I say 3 square is 9, then what is square root of 9? What is square root of 9? It is a reverse process. So here we will say square root of 9 is 3. Similarly, square root of 16 is 4. We write 2 over here on this side. Similarly, square root of 49, we got 7 square is 49. Therefore, reverse means square root of 49 is 7. Now question comes, how do we find these square roots? For this, we have a method known as prime factorization. So finding square root. Actually, finding squares is very easy. In square, you just have to multiply. In square root, you have to go for prime factorization. Let's see how. Example, find square root of suppose 36. Okay, so you can give direct answer also. If you know which number square is 36, you can say answer is that number. But if you don't know, in that case what to do? First thing, square root means the power is in fraction, or there are two symbols. Symbol for square root. Symbol for square root is like this. This is a symbol for square root, and we write 2 over here. Whether you write or not write, it is all same thing. So this is simple, or this is a symbol. Sorry, not this one. Just this one. Okay. For square root, you have to make a symbol like this or a symbol like this. They both are same. Now, what is the question? Question is square root of 36. First, we have to prime factorize 36. Let us prime factorize 36. It will be coming 2 से 18 जा, 2 9 जा, 3 3 जा, and 3 1 जा. So we can write this complete 36 as 2 into 2 into 3 into 3. Now, what you say the rule of coming out? This is like a trap. This square root is like a trap. It will allow only those numbers to come out which are in pair. If you see, we have a pair of 2. So what will happen? This square root will allow 1 2 to come out. Similarly, we have a pair of 3. It will allow a 3 to come out, and the answer will be 6. So we can say square root of 36 means 6. Let us take one more example. If someone says find square root of 25. Now what to do? Same thing. We will try to write this 25 in terms of prime numbers. For that, we will go for prime factorization. We all know 5 5s are 25 and 5 1s are 5. So we can write this 25 as 5 into 5. Now, can you tell me what will come out? Yes, it will allow only 1 5 to come out because they are in pair. So 1 5 will come out, and this is the answer. Okay. Similarly, if you get find square root of 121. I have told you, if there is nothing written over here, you have to take it as square root only. So either 2 is written or not written, this symbol signifies square root. Okay. So let me find 121. We all know it is a multiple of 11. So 11 11s are 121 and 11 1s are 11. We can write this as square root 11 into 11. Now if you observe, these two are coming in pair, so 111 will come out, and that will be your answer. Let us take one more example. Suppose I take 64. Find square root of 64. Again we will take prime factorization. 2 32s are, 2 16s are, 2 8s are, 2 4s are, 2 2s are, and 2 1s are. So 1 2 3 4 5 6. So we can write this 64 as multiples of 2 6 times. 1 2 3 4 5 6. Now what will come out? First pair, so 1 2 will come out. Second pair of 2, second 2 will come out. Third pair of 2, third 2 will come out. So we have got the answer as 8. I hope you are able to understand how to find square and square roots, because in the Pythagoras theorem we will be needing these things. Let us take one more example. Suppose a question comes, find square root of 144. Again I am telling you, this simple symbol and this symbol with 2 sitting over here are the same thing. They both mean square root only. Okay, actually this is a fraction power. If you want to show in the terms of fraction, you have to write like this: 144 power 1 upon 2. Okay, but you can leave this right now, you can go with this symbol only. Now let's find square root of 144. Again we have to go for prime factorization first. So 2 7s are 14, 2 2s are 4, 2 3s are 6, 2 6s are 12, 2 1s are and 2 8s are, 2 9s are, 3 3s are and 3 1s are. So let us write in the terms of prime numbers this given question. So we can write this 144 as 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 3 into 3. Now what will come out? 1 2 will come out, second 2 will come out, and 1 3 will come out. So this is the answer. 2 2s are 4, 4 3s are 12. So I hope you are able to understand that square root of 144 is 12. Similarly, you can find square root of other numbers also. Okay. Now let's start the Pythagoras theorem. First of all, this topic is about right angle triangle. So let me draw a right angle triangle in front of you and understand what it is and its properties. So we have a right angle triangle. We have already discussed about it, but still let us see one more time. In right angle triangle, one angle has to be 90 degree. So you can say this symbol is known as 90 degree, and the side opposite to 90 degree is your longest side, that is hypotenuse. In this question we can say we have a triangle ABC right angled at B, and AC is the hypotenuse. Okay, this AB and BC are interchangeably called perpendicular and base. Okay, we can say AB as perpendicular and BC as base, because it looks like it is standing on this BC base only, but you can change them also. You can say BC is perpendicular, AB is base, that is also okay, but this longest side is fixed. This is always the hypotenuse. This, let me call it small h. This BC is your small b, and this AB is your small p. Now comes the formula that will help you to find the third side if you know the other two sides. As I told you in the last exercise, we were able to find the range only. So here the formula is known as Pythagoras theorem or formula, which is very simple. Pythagoras gave a formula to find the length of hypotenuse or base or perpendicular, and according to him the square of hypotenuse, according to him hypotenuse square is equal to sum of square of base plus perpendicular. That's it. This is the formula given by Pythagoras, which is h square is equal to p square plus b square. This formula will help us to find the third side, because you can see here the equal to sign is coming. In the last exercise we were getting the sign of greater than or less than. Okay, so let's see some examples how to find side in a right angle triangle with this formula help, which is hypotenuse square is equal to perpendicular square plus base square. In this we will find the unknown thing, whatever it is. Let's see an example. Example number 6. in this example, question is saying triangle ABC is a right angle triangle. So let me draw the triangle first. Question is given as a triangle ABC, right angled at C, A, B, C. You can see the right angle is at angle C. Now can you say or can you tell me which is your hypotenuse? Very simple. The side opposite to right angle is your hypotenuse. So this AB is your longest side or hypotenuse. Okay. Question is saying if AC is 5 centimeter, if AC is given to you as 5 centimeter, BC is given to you as how much? 12 centimeter. Find AB. So we have to find the length of AB. Again, try to remember or try to think, in the last exercise we were not able to find this length exactly. We were finding its range, but now we will see that we can find AB exactly. How? By the help of Pythagoras theorem. We can say by Pythagoras theorem we know hypotenuse square is equal to perpendicular square plus base square. Okay, so we can write the value of hypotenuse is not known to us, it is AB only. We can write AB whole square is equal to perpendicular. I have told you, you can keep them interchange also, but if you want you can take, normally we take this one as perpendicular, AC. So AC you can take as 5 in bracket whole square, then we have a plus sign, then we have base of 12 centimeter, again in bracket 12 square. Now you will see how to use or utilize that things that we have learned, square and square roots. This AB is unknown, it will remain like this only. AB square is equal to, now tell me what is 5 square? 5 square is 5 into 5, and we all know 5 into 5 is 25. Then we have a plus sign. Then we have 12 square. 12 square is, you can find like this, 12 12s are, you will find the answer as 144. I remember these squares, that's why I am able to write like this. Now we have to add these. If you add these two, what will you get? 5 plus 4 9, 4 plus 2 6 and 169. So we have got the value of AB square. But what we want? We want value of AB, not AB square. So we have to go for square root. Yes. What will we do? We will take square root. What happens in square root? This power 2 will go to that side and will become power 1 by 2. So AB is equal to 169 power 1 upon 2. So I hope you are understanding this thing. Here the power was 2. When you took the power to the right hand side or you transpose the power to the right hand side, the power became in fraction 1 upon 2, and this is known as square root. So we can write this as 169 square root, and we all know it is square of 13. So I can write like this. You can factorize also, 13 13s are and 13 1s are. So we have got a pair of 13. What will come outside? 13. So we can say the value of AB is 13 centimeter. Okay, let us take one more example. One more example from my side. Suppose you have a triangle, again a right angle triangle like this. This time let us see A, B, C. I am taking right angle at B. So this time hypotenuse is AC. You can take perpendicular as AB and base as BC. This you can take as base, this you can take as perpendicular, and this is obviously the longest side, so it is the hypotenuse. Okay, now I am giving you the sides from my side. Suppose AC is 10 centimeter given to you and BC is suppose 8 centimeter from my side. We have to find now AB. Again we have two sides known to us and third side is unknown, we can use which theorem? Pythagoras theorem. Why we can apply? Because it is a right angle triangle. We cannot apply PGT in any triangle. We can apply Pythagoras theorem only in right angle triangles. And we all know the formula is PGT, or you can say by Pythagoras theorem. We all know hypotenuse square is equal to perpendicular square plus base square. Now what is the value of hypotenuse? Do we know? Yes, we know it is AC and that value is 10 given to us. So in bracket I will write 10, then we have a square on it, so I will put the square. Then we have a equal to sign, I will write the equal to sign. Then perpendicular value is unknown. What we can say perpendicular? We can call it AB. So perpendicular is AB bracket whole square. Then we have a plus sign and then we know the value of B is how much? 8. So write 8 in bracket and put a square on it like this. Now simplify the question first. We all know 10 square means 10 into 10, that is 100. Equal to sign is there. AB square will remain like this only. Then we have a plus sign and 8 square is 8 8s are 64. Now we have learned in chapter number 4, whatever you want to find, you have to isolate it. You have to make it alone on that particular side. So I will make this AB square alone on right hand side. That means I will have to take the 64 to the left hand side. So AB square will become, here we have already 100. This 64 is positive over here. It becomes negative on left hand side. So we have got 100 minus 64, that is 36, is equal to AB square. Now what? We don't want AB square. We want AB. So we have to get rid of this power 2. How will we get rid of this power 2? This power has to go to the other side by transposing. And we all know when we transpose the power, it remains power only, but it becomes in fraction like this, 1 upon 2. That means we have to find square root of 36 and that will be our answer. I hope you all remember. Above we have found this already. This 36 can be written as in prime factorization terms 2 1s are 2 8s are 2 9s are 3 3s are and 3 1s are. It can be written as 2 into 2 into 3 into 3, that is AB. Now what will happen? This 2 will come out as 1, this 3 will come out as 1 and the answer will be 2 3s are 6. So we have got the length of AB as 6 centimeter. That's it. Now one more type of question comes where we have to verify whether the given 3 sides are sides of a right angle triangle or not. So a type of example may come like example number 5. Here they are saying determine whether the triangle whose lengths are 3, 4 and 5 is right angle. We have to check if sides are 3 centimeter, 4 centimeter and 5 centimeter. Is it a right angle triangle? Now to check 3 sides are sides of a right angle triangle or not, we have only one clue. We all know a right angle triangle follows Pythagoras theorems. So if these 3 sides also satisfy Pythagoras theorem, we can say they are side of right angle triangle. So let us write the solution. For 3 sides to be sides of a right angle triangle, they have to follow Pythagoras theorem, that is PGT. You can write the full form, no issue. Okay. So let's see, that is hypotenuse square is equal to perpendicular square plus base square. We have to check whether the given sides are satisfying this equation or not. So we have a left hand side and we have a right hand side. First, let us assume which side we will assume as hypotenuse. Class, we all have the idea that the longest side is always your hypotenuse. So let 5 centimeter as hypotenuse. Therefore, find left hand side. Left hand side means you have to find hypotenuse square, which is 5 square is equal to 5 into 5, that is 25. Now I am making this column and now I am going for the right hand side. Now solving right hand side, the remaining two are 3 and 4. Either of them can be perpendicular, either of them can be base. So there is no issue. You can take any one. Now just find the value 3 square plus 4 square and check. 3 square means 9, then we have a plus, then we have 4 square which is 16, and luckily their sum is coming out as 25. And you can see here also the sum is 25, here also the sum is 25. We can say as left hand side is equal to right hand side, therefore these sides follow Pythagoras theorem and hence these are forming a right angle triangle. Now I hope you are able to understand all the basic concepts related to right angle triangle, related to squares, related to square roots and all. And now you can try exercise 6.5 questions on your own. Thank you.